Well, it's become a tradition in Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan. Toledo Jeep Fest starting its engines today.
And throughout the weekend, thousands of Jeeps and Jeep owners are expected to roll into the Glass City, including a restored classic. Steve Iwanek joins us now in studio. Steve, sounds like this one is pretty special.
Yeah, it's such a cool story that I get to share with you guys. Let's talk about it. So many of us in the area understand that since 1941, Jeeps have been cranked out to the world by local hands. But recently, one Toledoan has used his hands to revive a piece of Jeep history.
Always liked the old Jeeps.
And now, Toledoan Paul Cooper can call one his own.
And I didn't know it was going to take me a little over 4 years to get it done, but it did, and no regrets.
Cooper is an employee with the city of Toledo. Back in 2018, while on an aircraft job in Tucson, Arizona, he found a Jeep up on a roof.
That's a 1942 Willys MB. It was built for the war.
World War II, that is. Cooper says the Jeep was built in Toledo and then used by the U.S. military during World War II on New Year's Eve in 1942. He didn't buy it initially, instead taking some time. But 2 years later, he bought it. And now, 4 years later, it's back on the road.
It was kind of a sense of relief, but more so a sense of accomplishment. You know, like, yeah, you did this.
But not alone. Cooper says he had help from friends and from places worldwide to restore some pieces to its original form.
The seats are all original, all three seats. The passenger seat came from England. Needed a lot of work, but it's original. The driver's seat came from out of a barn down in Georgia. It needed work too. The rear seat came from California, which didn't need a whole lot of work, but it needed some.
Other parts, well, it's better to be safe than sorry.
The tires on mine they are new. The brakes are new. Wiring is new. You know, if it's safety factor, I went with new. You know, I'm not going to reuse 80-year-old stuff like that.
But a piece of history is revving once again. It will be on display at the Glass City Center all weekend long. And for those who work with Jeep Fest, like Kevin Caesar, they appreciate when people put in the work to give people a piece of the past.
It's really special. Any of these Jeeps out here, you see these modern Gladiators, these JLs, these Rubies. They're all descendants of those original, hard-working utility Jeeps.
Now, Cooper shared with us that most of the engine in that Jeep is original, except for parts such as the pistons. And he also says that since it's been restored, a handful of people have been calling him about potentially buying it. But for now, he's going to be hanging on to it. Reporting in studio, Steve Iwanek, WTOL 11.